Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my nightmare.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Let me play with this, Daddy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Fear Freaks podcast. My name's Braden.
I'm Destiny.
And we are joined tonight with our good buddy, Chad. We're going to be talking some Chucky here in not too long. Chad, I don't like this. You're like blocking our like welcome. Like we had like this perfect setup. and the night that you decide that you want to join, it's like blocking our logo. It's blocking the top. Like, you know what, Chad? Get out. You know what? We're just going to boot him out of this episode right now. Like,
go for it.
We might as well. I'm kidding. We're joined here tonight with Chad. We're going to be talking about Chucky. But first of all, how are both of you guys doing? Are you guys having a good week? It's Thursday. So how you guys doing?
Great. It's my Friday, so I'm happy.
Yeah, well, lucky you. Not everyone could be as gifted as you, Destiny.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Chad, how you doing, buddy?
Gifted. I'm good, man. You?
Doing good, man. So, like today, I'm not gonna lie. I was driving home. I was in the city today. Have you guys ever felt the need to pee so badly that you almost just like decided to give in and just like, you know, pee your pants? I felt it so badly today. I was driving home and I was just like. So I had 45 minutes of traffic to get through, and I got out of my car when I made it home. Don't get me wrong, I made it home, but I literally got home and I was like literally like cramping as I was like walking back to like my door. It was so bad. I've never felt the urge to just give it in so badly. Like, I was like, I'll just clean my car later. It'll be okay. But anyway, so yeah, sorry for that side note, but like that's genuinely like that was me about an hour ago. So like I had like an hour to like recover like from that pain. It was horrible. But anyway,
that was me a couple weeks ago with my buddy. He was driving my dad's truck and he ran out of gas and he was on the side of the road and we were filling it up and I was helping him and I bent over to put the cap back on one of the gas tanks and I felt the wind on my head pass by as I was bending over. I was like, "Ooh!" So I backed up, and I wanted to piss right then and there. I held it for another 20 minutes back to town.
Yo, your buddy,
my buddy,
your buddy. Was that me by chance?
That was you, I think. Yeah.
Is that when I was visiting and
that
we
was
were
you, buddy?
My special boy, and it. Oh my God, man, that's crazy. I can imagine that. I remember I sent Destiny a video of me on the side of the road. Dude, I was terrified. I've never seen cars coming so fast, man. That was honestly absolutely horrifying. So, yeah. But anyway, like today was just genuinely like I felt the urge. Like, honestly, like I was like in traffic. I'm like staring at the person next to me and they're like, we made eye contact. I'm like, I'm about to do this right now. Like, so no, but anyway, yeah, just side note, sorry to start the episode off on such a cringe note, but anyway, guys, do you guys have any sort of horror news that you guys want to go through this week before we get into the Chucky thing? I'm looking at Bloody Disgusting right now, just kind of seeing what's like new as of today. I know last week we talked a little bit about Scream, just briefly, but we did get some new character posters. So Destiny, you're a huge Scream fan. What did you think of? Chad and I discussed the character posters the other night. What did you think of the new character posters we got of Scream?
I love them. I'm not trying to read into it because like I don't want to do any of that. I know a lot of people are into like trying to guess who the killer is. I'm not like that. I want to be fully surprised. I'm like, I glanced at them. I looked away. I didn't go through each one besides like the main three. But I really liked them. I thought it was a lot of fun for all of them. They're holding the mask and doing different poses with it. Like I said, I'm not trying to read into it because it's like, oh, well, maybe they're like Dewey's holding it like more in front of his face. I was like, I don't think he's the killer. Like I'm not even gonna think that. But I really liked them. I thought they were cool, and I'm happy to see them more as the character they're playing to get like a really good like look at them. You know, because
Yeah.
with the trailer you don't really see too like you can't really make out. I guess you can't really details of like what they actually look like. Like the one girl who has pink hair. So I was like actually got to see it. I was like, okay, those look cool. But I looked at them. I was like, okay, that's enough for me.
So Destiny's not trying to go in and be spoiled or anything like that. Meaning, if there's any sort of spoilers posted online before the movie is released, she's probably gonna riot. So everyone, be careful with or at least before she sees it. So everyone be careful with posting any sort of spoilers if you guys happen to see it early. I also saw that, speaking of Scream, I saw that Bloody Disgusting actually posted that Destiny. I know I sent you that the other day, Chad. I know I talked to you about this on our live the other day. They posted the potential new appearance of a metallic ghost face mask, which is it's like a chrome mask, which it looks cool. And I know Destiny and I were having a small conversation about it earlier this week, and I think that we both agree that it has to make sense in order for it to kind of pay off. But it also looks like that Ghostface is wielding a freaking flamethrower, which is pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So like that could be interesting. Like I don't think I've ever seen that. But it doesn't look like that. There's like a clear on TV spot. It looks like that it's just been one that's like making its way around the internet. So I don't know if it's real, if it's fake. I know that C3 Films did a video on it. I know we watched the movie guys posted it. So there's that. Like Destiny, what are your thoughts on the possibility of a chrome mask?
Well, I was just talking about how I don't want any screen theories, but I did see something. I was like, that can make sense. It's like, what if they're just watching Stab 8, and that's what that's from, and it has nothing to do with the plot itself. They're just watching it because I saw a picture of what appears to be a guy's arm. Like you see that he's wearing like a cut off shirt. So you see, it looks like a guy's arm. I was like, no, I don't want to fucking see that shit, man. So I'm just gonna hold on to hopes that it's not a part of the real movie, because even a fucking arm, I don't want to be tipped off in any direction. If it is in the movie, I don't want it to be the whole thing, because that is just so different than what we've seen. I know it's sort of like a soft reboot in a way, but I don't want that to be the mask overall. Maybe if it's in like the third act, it'd be really crazy to see a flamethrower used, but we do see someone's house is on fire. So like that kind of makes sense if that's what it is. But I'm just like, what the fuck is going to happen in this movie?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. So, nonetheless, it looks like that, this past week we did get some Scream news. We got the posters, we got the featurette. Gotta say, I'll say it again here, love the way this movie's being marketed. I love how we're not getting too many spoilers. I hope that they keep it up. I really hope that we don't get another trailer. I think that, like, with it being posted as late as it was in general, like 3 months before the movie comes out, I think that the one got me amped enough to like where, okay, just give us some, decent TV spots, give us the posters. We're about literally a month away at this point. I think that we can all hold off and hang tight. I mean, I think that the hype for this movie is it's got people excited enough. So I think for a horror movie, the marketing, like honestly, like Blumhouse needs to take notes for Halloween Ends on how to market a movie, because like, I mean, that's all I got to say. Other than that, here, let me respond to this. Real quick. So apparently there's a group chat going on right now. My buddies are texting me. I'm hosting a Friendsmas on Sunday, and they're asking if we're doing ugly Christmas sweaters. So what should we do? Ugly Christmas sweaters on Sunday?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Rocky, to answer your question, since we're here on the stream, yes, we are doing ugly Christmas sweaters on Sunday. So I need to go buy one. I need to go get one.
If he doesn't, Rocky, let us know and I'll post a picture.
I
Um,
want to see evidence of this.
Diamond Raveler, thank you so much for the. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm drunk. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in for being drunk. We appreciate that.
We love that
Um,
for you.
okay. We also have, while I'm going through everything, we got the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. How you guys doing? Thank you so much for
What's up?
tuning in. Shaheem of the Dead, thank you for being here. And we got Entertainment TV as well in the chat. And then of course I just pulled a Rocky's comment. So we've definitely got some good peeps here in the chat as well. Thank you guys for being here. Other than that, I'm kind of scrolling through Bloody Disgusting right now. I'm not really seeing too much horror news. Bloody Disgusting did decide to post today that Kyle Richards is going to be back, or is it today or yesterday? It was one of those two. That Kyle Richards is coming back in Halloween Ends. People, we knew that, guys. We all knew that was going to be a thing. She didn't die in Halloween Kills, so
Yeah.
we all figured that was going to be a thing. Don't think we need to stick on that too long. And last but certainly not least, we got a lovely trailer this week for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the most anticipated horror movie of 2022. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's not the most anticipated. I find it interesting that every channel except Netflix, the platform that's releasing the movie, I'm literally looking on YouTube right now. Netflix, the platform or their page, has not posted the trailer on YouTube. That should say a lot about what this movie is. And I find it hilarious too, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, this trailer did nothing for me, but yet there are positive comments on it. Like, I was expecting to go through, I went through the comments today and I was expecting to go through it and, like be like, oh, okay, cool, people agree with me. I must be in the minority on this one. What are your guys' thoughts on that first trailer of Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Well, I definitely didn't hate it as much as you did. My expectations
It's got Texas
are
in it.
low. Not like that. My expectations are low, but the trailer did get me a little bit more excited. Still low expectations, but I don't know. It does look generic. It doesn't look, very grimy and necessarily gross how I want my Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, but still, at the end of the day, I think it'll at least be fun to watch, because with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I haven't even seen all the movies in the franchise, but from what I've seen, I've kept expectations lower. It's not my favorite franchise. None of them are near my favorite movies, but I think it'll still be fun. I don't think it'll be a complete waste of time, but obviously that's my opinion.
All right, Chad.
I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I'll watch it because it's on Netflix. It'll be interesting to see what they do because it's a direct sequel to the original, right? Didn't they do that with the 3D one? Wasn't that the case with that one?
Yep.
Okay, well, and this is the second time they're doing that, so
second time.
It's not second time's a charm. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be there on Netflix. I'll watch it eventually, probably right away because it's there. Again, I don't have the biggest expectations. The remake and the beginning are my favorite. But also Texas Chainsaw 2 is very fun. But again, not the biggest fan of the franchise. But I'll watch it and see what it's got. But not too excited.
So the Slaughtered Lamb, looks like it says TCM looks like a fan film filmed in someone's garage. That's interesting. I mean, like, the one thing I actually will give it praise for, from at least what I've seen, is I honestly thought the cinematography looked good, and I thought the color palette looked good. It felt like a Texas Chainsaw movie, and the cinematography at least looks good. Again, the trailer's about 1 minute and 25 seconds. A lot of it is just like scenery shots. You get like a first look at Leatherface. I mean, I don't know. Like, again, the only thing that this movie can do is really surprise me at this point. So, I mean, like, honestly, watch this be like my favorite horror movie of next year. Like, watch us like next year at this time
How
be
dare
going
you.
through, right? Like, watch us like next year at this time be going like through like some of like the best horror movies of the year. Texas Chainsaw makes the list. Honestly, like, people are gonna be looking back at this episode and they're gonna be like, geez, Braden, you really fucking were not anticipating that. No, I'm not. So, maybe it'll surprise the shit out of me. But yeah, we'll have a full on episode on that when that comes out. But I'm looking through right now. No other horror news or anything. You guys ready to start diving into Chucky? Because that's probably what people are like. Guys, get into fucking Chucky. Like, let's go. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. So, Chucky, the 2021 TV series created by Don Mancini, has come to a close. Season 1 ended last week. It is now currently streaming on Peacock, NBC, all that kind of good stuff. If you've got streaming services that have access to Sci-Fi and USA Network, you guys can watch it for free. And honestly, I highly encourage you guys to do so. But before I give my thoughts, Destiny, Chad, what did you guys think? Overall, just general thoughts of the Chucky TV series.
Me to go. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It was a nice continuation of the movies, which I had not seen Colt and Curse and Colt up until that point, up until a couple weeks ago, before the show started. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I was pleasantly surprised in quite a few moments. I was like, whoa, fuck. Okay, I got to remember this. This is TV, but I forgot that they could show a lot more now. So I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Destiny?
I really enjoyed it overall. I think overall I would give it like an 8 out of 10. From the second trailer that we saw, I had chills. I had to pause it multiple times, and I even sent messages to Chris and Chad because I was losing my shit because I already went in, not with like high expectations, but I was really excited for this. I love Child's Play, like Chucky as a whole. I'm a big fan of the franchise. So I was really excited. Besides 2019, I've already had my gripes about that. But I was excited to see the original story continue. And then that second trailer got me super excited. That's when my expectations went super high. And I think it really exceeded those. I think the show had great twists, even like minor twists. A lot of it, mainly towards the end, I was like, oh my God, that's not what I thought was going to happen. So, and then even like kind of going through again today and taking notes, I was like, oh yeah, this is why this happened because of this. And it's like more of it came together, which makes me appreciate it even more. I think my biggest gripe with it would be that final episode. I feel like it was a little bit anticlimactic. I wanted to see like crazy because we've already been so crazy, and I was really hoping it would be crazier, and it wasn't. So besides that, I think the last episode is kind of what like was like, oh, I was hoping for more. So that's where it falls just a tiny bit for me, but the rest of it, I really loved it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it seems like all of us are in an overall consensus that it was a fun time because I mean I genuinely actually had a fun time like from episode 1 all the way through. I will say that the middle of the season got a little slow-esque for me. I feel like those like first 2 episodes, like they like really like kind of like power punched it. I mean, especially for like the first episode, dude. Like the first episode, it did nothing but like I went into this like series with like minute expectations. Okay, because I'm gonna say right now, I'm not like a Chucky purist. Okay, Destiny probably knows far more about Child's Play than I ever will. Like I know, I think that this franchise, it's a fun franchise. I have fun with like at least the first 4. Like I love like. Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3. I even have fun with Child's Play 3. There are some people that fucking hate Child's Play 3, and I still have a fun time with it. Bride of Chucky, I like. Seed of Chucky is a fucking shit bag. But and then even like Like here I am, like which one comes after Seed of Chucky? Like, see, it's like I'm not like a Chucky purist. Like, is it
Curse,
Curse, then
Curse, then Cult,
Cult, and then the remake?
and then the remake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so it's like, this series I find to be a lot of fun. I enjoy Chucky for the character. I think Brad Dourif is absolutely amazing. As shit, I haven't thought that, with what Mark Hamill was able to at least bring to the voice of Chucky in the remake, I thought he did a solid job. Like that wasn't the first time that he voiced Chucky. He had voiced him in a few episodes of Robot Chicken as well. But what do you call it? Like when it comes down to this series, it did nothing but surprise me, and it was of course after seeing the Child's Play remake in 2019, it was refreshing to at least see a doll that we're at least semi familiar with in a TV series, and I wasn't sure if they would be able to pull it off. But they really did. Like, like each week I would genuinely, start looking forward to the next episode. And I started it in October. It was like I didn't start it until like after the second week. So it's like I had 2 episodes to catch up on. And I watched it with my buddy Blair, and my sister Riley was visiting at the time as well. And we all watched it. And I mean, it says a lot when my sister really likes something, because she normally doesn't like anything. Yeah. And the fact that she was able to actually sit down and watch it, and she even got some laughs out of it, and there were some kills where she was like, oh shit. Like, it was really cool to see, because she actually wanted to know what happened next. And I had to agree with her. Like I had a great time with the first few episodes. Like that setup was absolutely amazing, and it moved at a lot quicker of a pace than I thought it was going to. Like it didn't spend a whole lot of time playing catch up for like fans. Like I feel like that the first few was made for fans of the franchise. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you're right. Because they came right out of the gates, guns blazing, and then, like you said, it did kind of slow down a little bit in the middle of the season, and then kind of pick back up again. But yeah, the first couple ones were definitely. I mean, this whole show is fanfare. I mean, you got Andy coming back, you got Kyle coming back. I mean, it's fucking great. You got Fiona, his daughter, reprising her role as Nika and playing him in flashback scenes, which was creepy as fuck, but still cool to see. And so, yeah, I mean,
Destiny.
Yeah, I would agree. It does start off like you're pretty much, as soon as he buys Chucky, it doesn't hold back, how the original, is it the doll, is it Andy? We don't know, even though we do know. It's like, oh, we don't know. But this, Chucky immediately is talking to Jake pretty much, so we know he's not really trying to hide his identity, especially because this isn't like a 6-year-old boy. This is a teenager, so someone who can actually talk and maybe not sound as crazy. Or they're like, oh, you're just a kid. And we're doing spoiler. Are we doing spoilers?
Yes. So, by the way, sorry, I should have announced that as we started going through. Yes, this is full on spoilers. So, if you have not yet seen the TV series, please don't watch this, or go watch it, come back. So, you've heard our general thoughts. Now we're going to be spoiling it. Yes, we're talking full on spoilers, full on series spoilers, everything.
Okay, well, Jake's dad, Lucas, he dies in the first episode. That's not what I was expecting. I was just like, oh, wow. Damn, we already lost someone. And then I think it's about episode 4. That's where it kind of dragged, because I had watched the first one the first week, the second one the second week. The third one, I watched it 2 weeks after that. And then I was watching them on the Sci-Fi app. And so I was trying to catch up, and then I kind of stopped watching it until yesterday. That's whenever I completely finished it, because the 4th/early 5th episode, I feel like that's where it sort of drags for me. And I saw a lot of other people saying oh, it's kind of dragging. And I would agree it does, because it's really bam, bam, stops. but then I think it does pick up. I think that second half of the 5th episode and then 6th episode, that's when I was like, holy shit, like it's not stopping. Like things just keep happening. People are just dying left and right. I wasn't expecting to lose so many characters in a row within the same episode. I thought that was pretty crazy. But I would agree, this is something I appreciate. It does have like callbacks or like connections to like flashbacks to previous movies, and I did like that. But that's towards the like 6th, 7th episode. It's not something that really bothered me about Halloween Kills. Is they're doing flashbacks to Halloween 2018 when that would have just happened like hours ago if you're in the movie, So I hated that. But this is like I don't mind because you've already expanded so much of it, and now you're trying to reintroduce these characters we've already seen before, but we haven't had them until like 5th, 6th episode. And I really like that because it's something that we knew they were coming back because they had been posting about like all the main characters coming back, but they held off on it for a while. Obviously, like Jake gets the phone call on the 1st episode, and I'm sure a lot of us was like, "Oh, that's probably Andy." Like that's the only thing that makes sense was it was Andy, and it turns out it was. But besides that, I really like that it let our new characters breathe. It really focused on our new cast, and I really appreciated that because like Halloween 2018, I don't know why that's just my reference. I feel like we didn't get to breathe enough with our new characters because we're so focused on Lori. I feel like this was the opposite. It really let us spend time with our new cast and really get to know them, and then it brings in all the characters we're familiar with. So I really appreciated that because I like the way it all came together in the end. So I thought that was awesome. It takes I don't even know like to resist putting in those characters that we're really all there to see besides Chucky, of course. I really like that they have the strength to hold off for so long and then just give them to us.
Yeah, I mean, I really got to agree with you, Destiny. I thought that the new characters, I thought that they were very well fleshed out. I mean, fucking Jake, dude, he went through so much this season. Like, I mean, like as a character, like, I mean, like, and he really kind of kept his cool a lot, like through it. Like, sure, we see him like snap during certain moments, but it's like he went through a lot, man. Like he lost his dad, like he lost he lost his uncle, he lost his aunt, he lost like at the end, like he loses his cousin. But like, okay, well, first of all, we're gonna talk about characters here in a second because fuck, do I have something to say about some of these characters? Like,
yeah, Jesus Christ.
But I mean, like, I definitely see what you mean. Like, the new characters like that we were meant to focus on. I was kind of like thinking about that yesterday too. I was like thinking, I was like, man, like Andy and Kyle, like they really kind of got like, thrown in the back, but that's also not necessarily a bad thing because yes, the ending, it kind of gives you, okay, at least Andy's coming back, right? Like based off of that ending. I honestly hope that that's not the end for Kyle because like, I'm just like, that'd be such a bullshit ending. And I feel like that Don Mancini would give her a better ending than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just genuinely don't think that that's going to be the end of that character. So, but yeah, like I was like really thinking about that yesterday, like, cause I finished it on Tuesday night. I watched the finale and I was like, I was sitting down and like, I was just kind of like thinking, and I was like, okay, like I like a lot of the stuff they did this season, but it's also not necessarily bad. Like at first I was like, oh, it's bullshit that it didn't feel like Andy and Kyle had a whole lot to do, but it's really not their story. The whole story is Jake. This was Jake's story and like his confrontation, like, with Chucky. Right. So it's like, it made sense in terms of like where they're taking it. I think that they're going to have more integral roles in season 2 and maybe 3 if they get it, or maybe they're going to die in season 2. Maybe that'll kind of be like the farewell. I don't know because I don't know where season 2 is going to go. I am excited that they have another season coming for sure. Because we got more Chucky and like that's obviously always a good thing, right? But yeah, like I don't know. Like I thought that their characters, like I honestly, I can't lie if I at least say I wasn't a little disappointed with kind of just how they would just appear on screen not really add anything. And then besides letting everybody know that Chucky's bad, which we are obviously already know, right? But I can't lie. Like when I at least say I'm not a little disappointed with at least how they were kind of like, you know, throughout the season. But that's just me. Chad, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, definitely want more of those characters. I loved Kyle back in 2 and their bond that they had, her and Andy's. And it was cool to see her come back. I think she came back at the end of Colt, right?
Yes,
I think
because
so, yeah.
hers has Andy and then Colt, or I think I'm trying to remember because they both kind of end on the. I think it might be hers. It's one of them because Andy's there and she shows up at Andy's house,
Yeah. Okay.
and then yeah, so
Okay.
I think it
So
might be Colt.
okay. So it was cool to see her come back after all that. And so, like you said, I don't think Don would have done her dirty like that because that was pretty fucked up if he did. But I don't think so. They did mention that there were multiple fatalities, but weren't they killing people and like putting them in there, whatever? When Nika was Charles and fucking Tiffany, weren't they killing people and like leaving them in there? So that probably could be what they thought were the fatalities. They just burned up in the fire. So I don't think Kyle's dead. There's no way.
It also makes sense because at the very end, Chucky does his own sort of kill count. It makes sense that he would say like because they mentioned the fire and how people died. It would make sense that he doesn't know that Kyle's alive because it is supposed to be a surprise. But we saw that black glove whenever they were at the fucking grave at the very end. I think that's Kyle because they kind of pointed out when she buys the gloves, you know. So it's like I think that's to say like, hey, remember the gloves? Because like yeah, Andy wore them, but we see where Andy is at the end. So I believe that's Kyle. I don't like you said. I do not think John Mancini would just bring her back for that. Because again, like Halloween Kills, like I don't think it's the same sort of thing where you bring back these characters we love just to kill them off like they're nothing. I'm sorry I keep referencing that. It's just like heavy on my mind. But
well, I mean, it's like you're comparing it to like one of the most recent horror franchises that we have, right? Like you're comparing horror to horror, slasher to slasher, right? Like, you know, it only makes sense because there are clearly, you know, like Don Mancini, the Halloween. Fuck, now you got me talking about Halloween. The Child's Play franchise, you know, means something to him because he's one of the original creators of, you know, Chucky, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But like then, like, you know, you've got filmmakers and like, you know, company like, you know, David Gordon Green and his team that are coming in and are trying to continue a story that they didn't already create, you know. So whereas Chucky, yeah, it definitely like relies on a lot of, you know, fan stuff. It also, that's Don Mancini kind of like, you know, saying this is like my stuff that I want to show that connects to, you know, what we've already established. Halloween, you know, it kind of, it was definitely fan service because I feel like that they were like, oh, this is what fans want to see. And then what happens? They give us just a giant amount of fan service and fans are like, oh, this is fucking bullshit, you know, whatever. Like, so, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to determine, like, and this is for any franchise, man. It's hard to determine what fans genuinely want to see because, you know, you've got some fans that are in it for the story. You've got some fans that are in it just for the carnage count. You've got some fans that are in it for they just want to see 90 minutes of Chucky in one episode or something like that. Who I don't know. It's like you're never going to satisfy everybody. So, you know, when it comes down to the TV series, I genuinely feel like, you know, I thought that it was handled very much with care. Like I thought that each episode looked great. The acting for the most part was great. You know, I will say that there are some characters that, you know, I definitely saw having an arc. And I also saw some characters like just kind of like, you know, I will say the one that surprised me the most, who I honestly thought was going to have an arc, was Junior, but he just turned out to be a fucking dickhead the entire goddamn season. Like I genuinely thought that because like after the first episode, like, you know, I went back, I looked at the main poster like, you know, the one that was released with all the kids on it, like as to who we were going to be following throughout the course of the season. And you know, you see Jake, you see I believe it's Devin, that's Jake's love interest throughout the show. You see Junior, you see Lexi, and then you see the knife with Chucky in it, right? I did not anticipate Junior to be as big of a fucking asshole as he was all season. I could have kind of guessed that Lexi was going to be the one to kind of have that character arc, but I'm not going to lie. At first, I really did not want her to, because she was such a bitch. I mean, like, she was like the epitome of like, this is a fucking middle schooler in today's day and age, and she needs a fucking taste of her own medicine. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, like, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Definitely. I feel like that was Destiny back in junior high. But
Throwing shots. Shots fired.
Shots fired. When she showed up to the party and she was dressed up as Jake's dad, doing the little fuck, I wanted her to die. And then like somehow she turns into a character you kind of sympathize with and like almost kind of care about. It's like, fuck, you were a piece of shit at the beginning of this thing, and now it's like I gotta kind of care about you. But yeah, I wanted her to fucking die, and I still kind of do. But Junior's a douchebag. I'm sorry. He got what he deserved.
Destiny?
Watching it, like I said, Lexi, which I already, like, from the first episode, I was like, oh, I bet she's going to end up being, like, good towards the end, because that's what we usually see. Someone's a big piece of shit in the beginning, and in the end they turn out to be good. And so I was, like, watching it, and I was like, okay, but, like, yeah, we see her do a bunch of shitty stuff. She's obviously very two-faced. She's not even just, like, a mean girl. She is, with that scene, whenever she's dressed up as his dad, that just shows you, like, she's so out of touch with reality. But then what I really like is, like, then we go home and we kind of see her home life, and it's like, oh, I'm not trying to excuse her behavior, but it's like, oh, well, look at her mom. Look at her fucking mom was a out of touch, just arrogant bitch too. She was not focused at all. She just cared about the image. Her dad was a lot better. I liked her dad a lot more, and I was pretty upset that he's the one that died. I was like, really? Like, he was good.
Freaking same, dude. I wanted the mayor to die so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I'm like sitting here, and now I'm like, okay, well, now she at least knows of like shit that's going on. So now she's gonna be more cautious in season 2, probably. I don't know where they're gonna take her character, but all I know is I wanted her to die, like almost in like episode 4 or 5. I was hoping that I honestly would have taken her death over Junior's mom's death, like at that point, like, you know. Like, because, like, and I'm not going to lie, for the longest time, I thought that the secret, because, like, you know, like, even how in episode 1, it was hinted at, like, that, like, Junior's mom had, like, a secret, right?
Hey, can I see you or something?
Huh?
A text or something? Hey, can I see you or something?
Yeah,
right?
Like, I swear to God, I thought she was having an affair. I thought she was cheating on, you know. I feel like that was like the immediate reaction. I'm like, yep. I'm like, Chucky's about to call her out in front of everybody, and this is gonna be crazy. But like, no, it was the fact that she had cancer, and you know, she didn't want to share that. So like, that kind of made me like her more, because like, I thought she was an okay character. She wasn't my favorite character. I thought she was okay. But like, kind of getting like where she was, I was like, oh, okay, now I understand, like, you know, where you're coming from. Like, I think that this show does a good job at it's like it presents its characters like how they're meant to be presented, but then it's like you see some behind the scenes stuff of what's going on, and then you're like, oh, this is why they are the way that they are. Not excusing Lexi's behavior, because what she did is fucking bullshit in the beginning of the season. And I was talking to Destiny about this the other day. I do think that it was the it was when Jake and her are at the hospital after the house fire. I think it's when Jake is going through with her how he told Chucky to kill her. I think that was very eye-opening to her. And she, like, again, her like, she was like, that honestly feels like it genuinely actually did feel like, you know, what a teenager might say. Like, they're like, Jake, I didn't know it was that bad. You didn't know it was that bad. Like, are you crazy? Like, I mean, you're freaking harassing me, dude. Like, you know, bullying could fuck somebody up. And that, like, pulling a stunt like that, like, that'll literally mess someone up, man. Like, that wasn't even like a week after he lost his dad. Like,
that was like
go ahead.
days after. That was like days after, because it happens and he goes to school like the next day, and I think that's when Devin invites him to the party. So it's possibly like literally like a day or two later. And like, I lost my dad, and so like watching the show the whole time, I was like, oh my God. He just stands there. I was like, I don't know that I would have fought her. I mean, I know he probably can't necessarily fight her because, you know, he's a guy and you're not supposed to hit girls. Yeah, whatever. But if it was me, I would have definitely fucking fought her. At least.
Okay. Okay. Then what are your thoughts on this? I mean, like, what are your thoughts? Do you think there's like an extent though? I feel like that might have been an extent. Like, I feel like that would have been like, yo, she deserves to get freaking like decked, like, by Jake.
She did deserve it, honestly. I mean, even if he would have just yelled at her or something, because he just stands there. Because like, also, like, what do you do in that situation? Like, everyone's watching, everyone's seeing this, and people are laughing and recording, and she's like, what? It got 400 likes. It's like, 400 likes is not worth the trauma that you just caused him. It's not worth it. And also, just 400 likes, like, come on, girl. That is not okay. But I think she could have at least gotten screamed at or something. And also, that's her boyfriend's uncle. That's not just Jake's dad. That is her boyfriend's family. Yeah, his dad was a piece of shit. And when he died, I was like, well, you're an asshole. He was so rude to Jake and abusing him and wasn't accepting whatsoever and all the stuff he was saying because of Jake's sexuality. When he died, I was like, it sucks for Jake because now he's an orphan because the season starts off, his mom's already dead and he's obviously struggling with that. And that was probably the good parent. And now he's left with his piece of shit alcoholic dad. And so I was just like, when he died, I was like, he needed to go, but it's still, that sort of situation. At the end of the day, it still sucks because you still lost a parent. So like, I really felt for him. I really felt for Jake the whole season because no matter what, he was the bad guy. No matter what, things always came back to him because of Chucky. But I really felt bad for him. And I saw a lot of people say they didn't like him or they didn't like his faces, and I was like, okay, seems a little mean. Because like, I don't think he did a bad job. I think there are some questionable deliveries he did, especially in that last episode. I was like, okay. But I don't know. Like we said, he really kept it together the whole season, and he's already under so much. And then you got a killer doll to the situation. I think he really pulled through in the end, and I really like him. Lexi, like I told both of y'all, now do I think Cameron is a piece of shit like this? I don't think so. Okay. But it is sort of like a situation.
On the same boat.
A lot of people hated him. No, I wouldn't. I don't think so.
They're on the same boat. Oscar's steering. They're all on the same boat.
We're not getting into this again. But at the end, she was good. Like Cameron.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think that I would take taking the phone and throwing it in the cheese bowl any day over than having somebody literally dress up as like, you know, like my dead parent. Like I would like take that any day over something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like that's so crazy that like, you know, like when she said that she had a surprise, like it didn't even really hit me that she was like that fucked up in the head. That she thought that would be hilarious. And then I saw that and it took me a minute. Like I saw her on screen and it like took me a minute and then it like started zooming in on Jake and I was just like, I'm like, wait, there's no way that she is dressed up as as his dad. And then Jake was like, "It's my dad." And then like even Junior's face, dude, like Junior was just in utter fucking shock. Like,
Mhm.
no, and I'm glad, honestly, like, that was probably like one of the moments in the TV series that I was like genuinely like, okay, like Junior actually had balls to at least say something to her that like that was like, not okay.
Mhm.
Like Junior, I mean, I think he has okay moments. Like I feel like he's got some like okay moments in early in the show.
Mhm.
It's like as the show plays out, I just like hate him. After episode 2, I pretty much hate him more and more and more and fucking more. There's no redemption, and that's honestly why. Like at the end, like when he did what he did, I felt nothing. I was just like, okay.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, well, he's done. So there's that. I mean, like, okay, like thoughts on characters, like, like, okay, let's start with Junior because, like, Junior, like, are you guys in pretty much the same boat? Like, you guys didn't really like him, like, at all season?
Mhm.
Yeah, he was so rude to Jake just from the start. All because what? Again, because he's gay. That's kind of because he would just make comments about that, purposely doing it, knowing how
Mhm.
Jake's dad felt. Like at the dinner table at the first episode, he's just sitting there throwing remarks because he knows it's going to cause some sort of issues. And then we see, from Jake's house to Junior's house. Jake still lives. I mean, it's still like a 2-story house. Okay, I'm not saying it's a piece of shit, but we see Jake and Lucas's lifestyle compared to Junior and the rest of his family. It's completely different. They live in
Mhm.
like a mansion. They have a freaking housekeeper. Like you could tell like he is just a rich boy. But then I
Mhm.
do like that it does show character moments with Jake, or not Jake, with Junior and his dad, to how he's constantly being pushed by his dad. And I do think that the scenes with them, it shows that the mom is more on Junior's side. She's not wanting to do it, but she also doesn't want to upset her husband. So I
Mhm.
also like that, like there's small moments that you can see in her face whenever the dad's talking to Junior and how she's like, "Oh, that's just too much. Like we need to focus on our son, not what you want our son to be." But yeah, Junior just didn't. He was just constantly a dick. He was constantly an asshole and just
Mhm.
making Jake out to be like the enemy. And then so I kind of liked it once, like towards the end when Lexi, Jake, and Devin they had their own little clique, and then Junior was like to the side. But then he was like, "Y'all can all go to hell." It's like, sir, this is your mother's wake. Let's not even talk about that right now. And fucking punches Jake. Like, dude, you need to fucking calm down. You know he has issues again from home life. That's like
Mhm.
you can't just be an asshole. Like back in the day, you're just an asshole. So
Yeah.
whenever he died, I felt bad for Lexi. I didn't care that he was dead though, because I think in those final moments with them, you do see like Lexi does actually care about Junior. Like even though she kind of put him through a lot in the relationship, like at the end of the day, she did really care about him. So like I felt bad for her. I didn't feel bad for him. I felt bad for him when his mom died. Because I was like, oh my god, like just find out your mom has cancer and now she's in the fucking window of the car. Like I felt bad for him there, but that's just because his mom just died. But when he died, I just felt bad for Lexi. Not even for Jake, because I don't think Jake was like, you know, crushed. Maybe that all his family's dead, but not specifically Junior.
Yeah,
He
Mhm.
just
I don't think Jake was
nothing.
super devastated when Junior died. I mean, I think Lexi was honestly more devastated, but like again, like I also I found it a little weird that like at his mom's funeral, like how he had every opportunity to confront Jake, like when he was like up paying his respects. I mean, I get like that was him paying his respects, but like
Mhm.
he was in the house, Junior was just kind of sitting there, and I feel like that
Hmm.
like he just it was almost like something was like building up in him, and then he's like, hey, like he like walked outside as he's like talking to like it might have just been that Lexi was showing more attention to Jake and Devin than like it could have been that, but I felt that was just kind of like I was like, oh shit, now he's pissed. I also
Mhm.
will
Hmm.
say I am kind of upset that Devin Sawa won't be returning back in season 2. I think that it was actually really cool to see him play kind of like both sides of, you know, like you saw him play Jake's dad and Jake's uncle. Because like I didn't know that was gonna be a thing at first. Like I was watching the first episode and I was just like, I was like, is that the same guy? I'm like, well, it's gotta be, right? Like, and then like I looked it up, I was like, holy shit, it is. So I mean, I actually really enjoyed the did you guys watch like the featurettes at all of Chucky, like the making of, like you watch like the special, like, you know, making of?
I didn't know that was out. I didn't know that was available.
So apparently Sci-Fi at the end of each episode, they would post like a special look and they would show like the behind the scenes of it. And it was cool to see like how they shot that. Like, you know, it's like he would like be in costume and they'd have a stand-in like sitting in like where the uncle was sitting, and then they'd like rotate and like they'd have to change costumes and everything. And you know, it was really cool to just kind of like see like how that was shot.
That's cool.
It was awesome. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of just like watching behind the scenes stuff, period. Like, and just kind of seeing the way that was shot was awesome. But I am kind of upset that, you know, like obviously, come on, guys, what do we know that actor from? Like, name the movie, Final Destination, right? So it's like exactly like, you know, I'm kind of upset that he's not going to be returning in season 2. But you know, we did get a lot of him in season 1. Again, I also thought that was bullshit, dude. Like, you know, Junior actually went through with it. I didn't think that Junior was going to be able to at first. But like, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like Junior was such a convoluted character because it was like, you know, like it's like there were moments like where it's like you didn't think that he can go through with something like that. Then he fucking he loses his mom, he kills his dad, and then at the end you just want him to fucking like redeem himself. Fuck off. I'm sorry. Like, get out of here with that bullshit. That's not how this works. Like, you know,
yeah. It's like even his dad, he was still an asshole. Like Devin Sawa, they at the end of it, they were both still assholes. Maybe Junior's dad wasn't as much of an asshole, definitely, but he still wasn't the best. He still projected a lot into his kid, and I get that. Like that is a lot of pressure, but I don't know if that's exactly enough to want him to die. Like when he was dying, I was like yeah, he was still an asshole. Like I didn't want him to just die, and especially such a brutal death because it was prolonged. I mean, we don't see a lot of it. We more see, you know, Junior taking. It was kind of funny when Chucky was like, "Wee," when he's fucking like banging. He's like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck are we doing?" But it was so drawn out, and it just kept going, and it was so violent because he's just being beaten to death. And I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And it's still kind of cool that, like, yeah, Junior is the one that killed him, but he literally used Chucky to do it. That was like, oh, that's kind of interesting because I don't know if we've seen that before, like a death by Chucky, but at the hands of someone else. I don't think that's been done yet. I can't remember any sort of smashing like that.
I don't think so.
But you know what I do hope with next season? I hope that people will stop fucking posting spoilers. And this is John Mancini himself fucking spoiled that death for me. And this was like right after. So I was behind, I will admit. But this is right after the fucking episode was released, like a day after. John Mancini posted a picture of Devin Sawa as the uncle dead. It's like, I killed him off twice. I was like, fucking cool, dude. And everyone in the comments is like, good thing I have not seen this episode yet. I'm like, bro, you can't just fucking post the spoilers. Like, at least wait a week.
You're supposed to keep up with it.
Yo, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of reminds me of like what The Walking Dead did back. It was like, are you guys? I mean, I don't know if you guys are. Have you guys ever watched The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I watched up until Glenn and Abraham ate it, and then I kind of stopped watching.
Destiny.
I watched the first 2 episodes. It was on the last drive-in.
Okay. Either way, there was a character. So, Chad, you remember Beth, Herschel's daughter?
Yes.
It was the episode that she got killed. I think that was season 4. I think maybe. I think that was the mid-season finale of season 4.
Yeah, I think so.
And fucking the account of The Walking like that reminds me of like what they did. I remember the account of The Walking Dead fucking posted that before the people in fucking LA can even watch it because like it was like a different time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So they fucking like literally like they posted Daryl holding Beth's body and it said returns in February. And it's just like you just fucking ruined the episode for everybody that hasn't seen it yet. Like I was like, that's unbelievable. I mean, I had just finished it too. And the fact that I finished it live and I opened Instagram and that was the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, and then I saw everybody like getting so pissed off because like, oh, different time zones, fuck faces. I haven't seen it yet. Like, I mean, I could genuinely just see somebody get like, and that was like when it was like season 4. I mean, I know season 1 and 2 is like prime, but even season 4, that show was it was still pretty heavily viewed. So, you know, it's like, I mean, I understand Destiny's frustration just from those people alone. Like, you know, because it's just like, yo, don't fucking post anything about it. And I'm sure us Spider-Man fans are going to be fucking going through that next week. So, you know, with No Way Home coming. But yeah, like that's, what do you call it? Saheem says that was season 5 actually. So, okay. Season 5. I don't know if it was I could have sworn it was 4.
It's hard to keep track. It's hard to remember. I can't fucking remember that show.
I mean, I don't remember. Because I remember. Oh no, she might be right. Or they might be right because what do you call it? Yeah, season 4 was the governor up through the mid-season. Yeah, because that was Herschel's death in the mid-season. Oh my god, I remember watching. Okay, you know, we could have a whole episode on this fucking by itself.
Yeah, no heartbreak, no more heartbreak.
But anyway, so back to Chucky. Okay, other characters. Okay, what do we think of Jake? What do we think of the lead? What do we think of Jake and Devin? Those are kind of the two main leads that we pretty much like saw, the main kid leads that we followed. What do we think of them? What do we think of like, you know, their characters, their development, their relationship, all that stuff? You know, whoever wants to start, go ahead.
I really like him. I think Jake did have some uneven moments throughout the season, but by the end, he is pretty much sick of Chucky shit, and he finally like stands up for himself. He does deliver kind of a cringe line.
Are you talking about the line like right before he like ends up killing Chucky?
Mm-hmm.
It's right after. After he kills him, like, don't touch my fucking, or don't say something about my fucking boyfriend. But it's already after Chucky's dead. I was like, don't have to say that. He's already dead.
That was kind of cringe. I can't lie.
I didn't like that line, because I was like, okay. Like, I get it because, like, the whole time they're not established as, like, a real relationship, and, like, he just called him his boyfriend. He's like, I thought it was pretty funny whenever Jake and Lexi are talking to Kyle, and they say Devin, it's like, it's his boyfriend, and then he's like, well, he's not and then he's like, that doesn't matter, and then it gets back to, like, what they're actually talking about. I thought that was kind of cute, though, because it was like, for a second, he's like, well, he's not my boyfriend. He was like, wait. He's probably gonna die if we don't fucking hurry up. So I thought that was nice. That line. I was just like, oh, no. Like, I understand because it's a sweet moment for them, but it kind of took down everything he just did for me because he just killed Chucky, like the actual one. Who knows? We'll fucking see.
In a pretty brutal way.
We'll see. In a brutal way, and not even just like it was just him like finally all this frustration he's had this whole season fucking popped his eyeballs out. I thought that was cool to see Chucky bleeding from his eyes. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But
yeah, I geeked pretty hard on that.
He did. He did. Like I wanted Jake to beat him or like to do something in a brutal way because just so much frustration rolls he's in. He finally got to release that. So I thought that was cool.
He had so much built up.
Yeah, I really liked them. I thought they were great. I wish Devin may have like had a bit more to do because I feel like he doesn't have a whole lot to do. He's kind of like off. I feel like it's Jake, Lexi, and then Devin. I feel like Devin does do a lot of the research, and he's the one that figures out the house in the first place, and like he is like one step ahead knowledge-wise. I feel like he just didn't have enough to do overall. You
Well,
know,
he was the love interest in distress at times. So
he
Jake
was
was the
yeah,
main, and that was his love interest, and he was, used. I mean, they kidnapped him, tied him up, and used him, put him in the same house with Nika.
yeah.
So I think that was more his role. I think he has I'm hoping he has an expanded role in the second season, which most likely he will. So
Yeah, I hope so
You're
too
talking about
because
Devin?
like
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's been through a lot too. I mean, he watched his mom fucking die in front of him, and I'm assuming his dad is dead. I don't know if they ever full on said his dad was dead or he's just not in the picture, but it is just his
yeah.
mom raising him. Because
Mhm.
whenever his mom dies, he's gonna live with his aunt, not his dad. So I'm assuming he's probably dead. There's a lot of family deaths in this show, which is like kind of interesting because like growing up, I didn't know that many people my age that had dead parents, you know? Like I knew of a couple of people that had maybe one. So I thought it was kind of interesting to see like it looks like a lot more are dealing with family issues and it all comes down to like family issues at home. Like I said, we do see a lot more into like the family, but a lot of them are losing their parents fucking left and right. It's like, damn, we only see this, you know, we're watching this besides Andy because we do start off with them as a kid. Once it progresses, they're much older, like in Seed of Chucky and even in like Bride of Chucky, like they're older and then Cult and Curse. We're not really focused on kids. There are some kids, but they're not the main focus. So I was like watching this, I was like, damn, they're like 14 experiencing all this. Like there's a lot of heartbreak constantly going on. They lose a classmate too, Oliver, which he was pretty much nothing really, but like everyone is fucking dying.
Can I just
And
say
that's
something on Oliver's death row? I fucking loved that. I don't know why. Like when he was just like, "Oh shit, I thought you were Lexi." He goes, "Ah, fuck it," and just fucking
yeah.
killed him. Like that's such a Chucky moment. Like
Mhm.
I loved it. Like I
Mhm.
loved a lot of Chucky's one-liners in this. Was honestly, it really did throw me off. Chad, you mentioned this earlier. You said that like TV can show a lot more now. It shocked me.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the word dickheads came out of his mouth, like and I just like looked like I looked at my buddy Blair and I looked at my sister Riley and I was like, did you guys just hear the word dickhead too? Because like he's like, because guess what, dickheads? I was like, holy shit. And then like because I like wasn't sure like what they were gonna show. And then like, you know, the fucking kills, most of the kills in this were actually like quite I was like,
Quite
oh,
good.
yeah, I was like, damn. Like, you know, so it made me happy because like normally like, you know, you only see stuff like that on Netflix and HBO or HBO or something like that. But yeah, I was quite happy with a lot of the kills. I thought that quite a few of them like just like kind of had me like, oh shit, like okay, I want to see more. Especially that the housekeeper one, like when like he like pushed her over and the knives like all went through. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
damn.
that was really good. That was a good death. The one that definitely hit me the most was Junior's mom. Even though like, you know, she's in her therapy session and she's saying like I could walk outside right now and get hit by a bus. I was like, oh my god, she's about to fucking die. I just know it. She was looking out that window and you see Chucky. I was like, oh my god, no. And then like I feel like the way they shot that, it kind of did remind me of like from like Spider-Man when Mary Jane is like falling and he's like coming like after her. I was like, oh, that's what that reminds me of.
How
But
dare you reference that?
I fucking seen Spider-Man, so I'm allowed to. Thank you very much. But then, you know, her
Seen the
fucking head
original. She's seen the Raimi ones.
Oh, okay. Well,
and the
then,
Amazing
okay. That's fine.
Spider-Man, and I've seen the first one. So thank you.
The
But
Raimi ones. Thanks for recapping what I just said.
yeah, I said an Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, and Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes, I've seen the first one.
Okay, well, guess what? I'm about to blow your mind right now. That girl in the Amazing Spider-Man, that's not Mary Jane. I'm
Well, I
just
was
gonna
more
say.
referencing the first one, but I know what happened to the second one, but I didn't see the second Amazing Spider-Man because I know Emma Stone dies and I don't want to see her die.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, I could see that reference. I definitely can. Like, like the slow motion of like her falling. I will say it's fucked up how she landed right on Junior on the car Junior was in. Like, dude, I mean, that would freak me out, dude. Like, if I'm like sitting in the car and my mom's face is now through the windshield, like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a little unrealistic. I thought, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, because it was like a perfect circle of her face just sticking through the windshield. I feel like either the whole windshield's breaking or she's just landing on top of the car or on like the hood of the car. Either way, backs for sure broke. Everything is broken. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking of like a realistic situation. Like it's like a
Yeah, the
giant
windshield would have
splat.
shattered completely. Like it
Yeah,
would have. Cause she's like 10 stories. She's really fucking high up.
that was
She's
very high up.
very
Like,
high.
yeah,
That would have definitely fucking. She would have went through the car.
yeah.
Again though, you know what? I I wish. I feel like they didn't have big enough reactions. Like that just happened. Like I'm expecting Junior to get out and be like fucking freaking the fuck out. Eventually he does start like kind of yelling, but no, like I don't know. I even said this when we were talking about having for nightmare. Like I like real distress, real fear, like real full on screams. Even like when Devin's mom died, I was like, you should be fucking losing your shit right now. Like you just watched your mom die. Like you should be like on the fucking floor, not just standing there. Because I feel like some people go into shock maybe, but like I don't know. I feel like that's like you need to have bigger reactions when stuff like that happens. Because at least for me, I would have lost my fucking shit. I wouldn't have just like gotten out of the car and then start. No, you would have heard me yelling before I even get out of the fucking car because that's fucking crazy to see. I wanted them to just do just a little bit more emotions. Like give me more screaming, especially because I don't know, give me more of the younger guys screaming. They can fucking scream. I'm sure they can do it, and I want to hear it because that's just what I like in my slashers. I like to hear some good screams. If they don't have them,
Destiny likes to hear the screams. If you ain't got good screams,
Of
like,
young men.
yep,
no, don't say that. Don't
Sounds
say
like
that.
Medusa or something.
likes to hear those screams. So if any future slasher directors out there, make sure y'all have screams. Otherwise, she's gonna dock at least 2 points from your movie. So,
Yeah,
and
I will.
that's bare minimal. Like, that you also have to think of like how the story goes and the characters and all that shit. Like,
You're already starting off at an 8 out of 10 if you don't give me some good guttural, real screams.
yep. So,
Yep.
anyone out there right now, just know, make sure y'all have a good scream in there. Otherwise, your movie instantly gets docked on Destiny's scale. So, but I agree to that. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was anticipating, like, Chucky just fucking ran out the front door and they were all just like literally standing at the bottom at that point. I was watching like when they were like previously on Chucky, like, like it was like it literally like you see Chucky just like waltzing out the front door. I would have been fucking kicking that motherfucker off to the damn street if he killed my mom. Like, I'm like, yo, I'll go take care of her later. I'm about to fucking avenge my mom and kill this fuckface. Like,
I love
like,
the shots where you could clearly see it's someone in a suit and they're filming him from behind. He's just like running away.
yeah. Yeah, like I
fucking
I mean overall, like the movements and the facial expressions, and everything, I thought was great. The guy that they had playing, and I don't mean to like shy away from what we were talking about, but the guy that they had playing the young version of Chucky, what was that his voice? Or was that like a voiceover? Because I'm not gonna lie, it sounded either like it was him or it was Brad Dourif. And then the girl, the young version of Tiffany, you can't convince me that was not Jennifer Tilly's voice over her, because like that
That was
The voice
Yeah.
did not fit with that body. That's all I will say. Like,
No, so I think Charles Lee Ray, him as like the young kid and then like the teenager, I think that was like it was him, actually him doing like an impression of Brad Dourif, but then like Fiona Dourif and then the lady that played Tiffany, those were voiceovers. But
okay.
I thought that was actually a good twist though, because I was telling like Chad, I was like watching it, we get introduced to a blonde woman, and I'm thinking that's Tiffany automatically because she has blonde hair and she has more of like the build that Jennifer Tilly has. I was like, okay, that must be Tiffany, and then they kill her, and then because she doesn't have that voice at first because she's like, can I help you or something? She doesn't have that voice, and then all of a sudden, I was like, wait. At first, I was like confused. I was like, okay, did she just turn in? No, because that's not possible. Because it wasn't like she just turned into Jennifer Tilly after she killed someone. But it's like as soon as she kills that woman, she has Jennifer Tilly's voice. I was like, that's kind of weird, but that was Jennifer Tilly. I did like though. He's like, you should. She said you should do something. He's like, you should dye your hair blonde. I was like, that's where it starts. Are y'all like texting each other or something?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like one of my favorite just casual conversations that they had in the show was like when she goes, killing's our thing or whatever. She's like, you're killing without me. It literally just like, I loved it because it was like a casual Friday night, like, like I'm just going out to dinner and doing a good killing or whatever. I was just like, well, okay, like so there's that. Like it sounded like, I mean, it just genuinely sounded like psychopaths talking to each other,
Pretty much.
I did also think it was very interesting how like you guys caught that reference to that first movie, right? Like, like the big reference to the first movie at the end, like how she was saying, like, did it ever like occur to you how the cops found you that night in Chicago? I was like, oh, okay, like I got that. So that was honestly really interesting. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Like, so it all connected kind of back to that original movie. I appreciated that. As a fan, I really did appreciate that a lot. So, what were your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, because I guess it solidifies Tiffany in the Chucky lore. I mean, now it's, now that she has ties to the original movie, she is now forever embedded in Child's Play. So I really like that, and I kind of want to see more on that. Not too much more, but a little bit more on that in the second season, and see where else they go. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I really liked it because it never occurred to me that Tiffany could have been the one that originally had him caught. I never thought about that because I'm pretty sure it was in Curse. They kind of like put into like Tiffany's been around longer than we probably thought because they do more flashbacks and stuff in that one to like whenever Charles Lee Ray was like right before the events of like the first Chucky sort of happened or Child's Play happens. So I thought it was really cool that's like, oh, Tiffany was the one, the real reason he was caught. And it's just because what I liked about him is like, and that's what I imagine, it reminds me of Lev and Joe from You. And I won't say spoilers because Braden hasn't seen season 3.
I've not seen season 3.
They're very like, one second they are fine, the next second they're losing their shit on each other. And that's very much how Tiffany and Chucky are. It's like one second they're fine, next second they're fucking fighting. They're losing their shit. Everything goes from like 0 to 100 so fast with them. And I really like that. Especially seeing Fiona Dourif as Charles Lee Ray / Nika. That was awesome. Mainly because I wasn't expecting to see Nika come back. I was just expecting her to be Charles Lee Ray. So whenever that first scene happens when she sees the blood and she like passes out and she comes to, And she's like freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my god, like I just was not expecting to see her as herself still. So I love that. That's something I wasn't expecting whatsoever, and I thought that was a fun little twist because at the end of Colt, she's full on Charles Lee Ray. There's nothing that hints at that Mika's still there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, again, I liked all of like the connections to the franchise. I will say that at first, like again, like the start of the series, I liked how it didn't necessarily just seem like it was fan service. You know what I mean? It felt like it had a story it was trying to tell. It felt tight. It felt like it was on a good pace. It was on a good track. And then I thought that the middle, like when they started showing like, flashbacks to like, the movies and everything, I was just kind of like, okay, I hope that the rest of the series doesn't really like, focus on this too much,
Right.
because I feel like then that it's weird because it's like I feel like then it relies on the previous movies to tell its story, but I don't think that they overdid like the showcasing of like the film like clips or anything like stuff that was in the movie toward to what's in the TV series, which was good. So I mean overall, like I thought that the start of it was great. I'd say like the first 2 or 3 episodes was fantastic. 4, 5, and 6 was just kind of like, to me at least, it slowed down a little bit. I thought the first 3 kind of like got like it hit the ground running like at a really fast pace. You always wanted to know like what was going on, and then like the middle of the season was just kind of like it was okay. And then I thought the final 2 episodes were really stellar for his first season, and I'm definitely excited to see where they're going to take it for season 2.
For sure.
What do you guys think? Like, how do you guys feel about like just the season as a overall whole?
I thought it was great. I'm really excited to see where they go. I'm really curious to see where they go because even though Charles Lee Ray is dead, I don't think that necessarily means that all those other dolls aren't alive, Like, there's still a very high chance they're all alive. Because guess who we fucking see at the very end? We see fucking Tiffany. The doll
In doll
Tiffany.
form. Doll
In
Tiffany.
fucking doll form. And the whole time I was wondering, where's Tiffany at? Because she's in Colt at the end. Because she's in the car with Charles Lee Ray and then Tiffany. And so we see her. So the whole time I was wondering, where was she? Because she's still out there somewhere. So I was so happy that we get to see her. And so I'm hoping, season 2, obviously, since we know she is here now, it'll be more focused. She'll have a lot more to do in that because I think that was just like a sort of like a surprise. Obviously, that's why they held it off for so long. But season 2, I really hope we see more of really both Tiffany's. Well, they do call her Jennifer Tilly at the ceremony, but I was like, wait, what's going on? Because she's Jennifer Tilly, but does that mean she was Jennifer Tilly the whole time, or she's still Tiffany?
She took over Jennifer Tilly's body at the end of Seed.
You're right.
Remember?
Right. Yes, it's just kind of fucking hard to keep up with because it's actually her. So I'm really excited. What?
And that reminds me, sorry. That was the first time since that movie that we heard Glenda. She mentions Glenda.
She does, and I think Glenda will be in season 2 because the other day I got sent something about like possibly like Bella Thorne being casted as Glenda. And I was like,
oh my god.
Like I don't want that. It's like I don't mind seeing Glenda come back because I personally like Cedar Chucky. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's fun. And I like the character of Glenda. I don't think, that didn't really take away from the movie for me at all. So like I hope to see Glenda and I hope to see more Tiffany and then obviously more Jennifer Tilly because I love seeing her in the season. I thought I was trying to, yeah, because they're twins. So
And they
where are
got
they at?
separated.
Yeah, where are they at? So I'm sure we're gonna see them because it's continuing all these movies, and at least they are name dropped. And then even whenever Chucky was like, "I'm not a monster" or something, talking to like Jake, saying
Hmm.
like, "And you're okay like with me being gay?" It's like, I'm not a monster. I thought that was just, even though like Chucky's a piece of shit, still was like, oh, that's kind of sweet though, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
that just ties back to like John Mancini and stuff, and he is a gay man, and I like that he does incorporate all this into his movies. I've had arguments with people about this, about how does Chucky tie in to like LGBTQ plus, like all this shit. I'm like, well, obviously you didn't do your research because it's always been there, you know. So
Right.
I like that this season was very like, we had gay characters, and I saw people have issues with that, and I was just like, well, get over it. Get
Hmm.
over it or don't fucking watch it, because you think Don Mancini wants you to watch it, really? Like, if you feel that way, it's like, just don't fucking watch it then,
I just
because
want to say right now that I'm sorry to anybody that feels that way, because it's literally part of today's day and age. Like there's
Hmm.
no escaping it. There's nothing that we can do about it. I mean, like again, like this is also like Don Mancini, like he created these characters because like if you actually like if you look at Don Mancini's background, the whole purpose of Jake being rejected by his dad, or even like when like Jake called himself a queer in episode 1, and like he got smacked because of it, like, and his dad was like, he's like, you don't say that, or whatever. Like the whole backstory of that is actually Don Mancini actually went through that growing up. That's the whole reason that Jake's character exists now in the TV series, and like that's what he went through during his home life. So like that was actually kind of personal to him. So I actually did really appreciate, like as a writer, I can see like I mean as a writer, like the biggest advice that you get when you look at any sort of writing advice is fucking steal everything from life. Steal it from your personal life, fucking when you're in line. And this is for any writers like out there, like when you're in line at Starbucks, just listen. Like that's where I got a few like lines of like shit, like for even like future projects. Like I listen to people that are just in line or in front of me at a coffee shop. Like I'll just be like, can you say that one more time, please? Like while I like
you do that into the mic.
yeah. Can I pull out the mic? I'm gonna capture you in 4K real quick. Like
Exactly, and
but
there's
yeah.
nothing wrong with just representation. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And people are so quick to jump at things just because we have, gay characters that, oh, it's just trying to be woke. That's what really bothers me. It's like, no, it's just, we're allowed to be more open about things. Not
Mhm.
everything has to be a secret. Not everything has to be coded. Like, you're allowed to just be open about stuff. And you should expect to see that more in almost anything. And if that bothers you, I don't know, just fucking watch the shit you've been watching your whole life. Because if that really bothers you, I think you have other issues, really.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I thought that. I mean, I didn't hate the characters. I didn't hate the characters at all. I thought that I liked Jake. I actually thought that um, I thought that the way that the story was told. I mean, it never really necessarily took me away from the story, because they presented that was what the character was like from the very beginning.
Hmm.
Um, like, and I thought it was a good story overall. So I had fun with the first season. I'm definitely looking forward to the second season. There is one comment here I want to pull up. It says, "Can we talk about how messed up it was that Tiffany cut off Nika's arms and legs? Like, as much as I love Tiffany to death, I hated that she did that. That honestly, like, I was just like, yo, what?" Like that was like that really threw me for a whirl, man. Like I was like, "Oh Jesus, like that's nuts."
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we know, like she's not a good person, but like I love to, like, she's on my fucking necklace. Like I love Jennifer Tilly. I love Tiffany, because I feel like throughout the movies she's in, we can side with her more. Like, I always sided with her more than Chucky because I was like, oh, Chucky's an asshole. Tiffany, she's not that bad. But then we see this, and it's like, well, she is bad. She is just as fucked up as Charles Lee Ray is, but Chucky is just the main focus. But that just shows, like, she is as crazy as he is. Like, that's obviously why they are together. Seeing that, I was like, what the fuck? Because, like, obviously they're, like, so close to her. I was like, oh no, something happened. And you can slowly see, like, she's, like, hooked up to stuff. And then she's missing her fucking legs and arms. I was like, oh my god. I
Yeah,
cannot believe she just did that to her.
yeah, that was like, I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit much. And I will say, there's actually, so Entertainment TV here says he thinks that Tiffany is more crazy than Chucky. I'm not gonna lie, that may be the case because Chucky at
Very
least
possible.
at least has some sort of morals, like towards, like, towards people. Like at least it's because, like, I loved in the finale, like when, like, all the Chuckies, like, he had his army of Chuckies, and, like, they're sitting there, like, they're like, does baby, like, or is babies off? They're like, they're going through, like, he's like, I'd say no one under the age of 5 or 6. He goes,
Yeah.
makes sense. And then he goes, like he's like, define a baby. And then, like, he's just, like, looking, and they're all just, like, looking at each other, like, So I thought, like, Chucky, I mean, at least he has, like, some sort of fucking, like, moral to him. Like, okay, you're not going to kill anybody under the age of 5 or 6. I mean, I feel like if Tiffany was presented with the opportunity to do so, she'd fucking take the shot. Like, but that's just me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think Tiffany is just more, she's unhinged. Because she's the one that we see calm, and then all of a sudden she's losing her shit. I think Charles Lee Ray at least has a fucking clear head, even if he is doing fucked up shit. He still has, like, a clear vision of what he's doing. Tiffany, I feel like she's just, everything's just like ba ba ba, like here, here, here. She doesn't really think about her actions. She's just constantly, like, in motion. So I could believe that Tiffany is the more fucked up one. I think we do get to see more of that this season, and I'm sure we'll see more of that next season, which I'm looking forward to.
Isn't Tiffany originally from Texas?
Jennifer Tilly?
No, Tiffany.
The doll?
The character. Yeah, the character. Pretty sure she's from Texas.
Is she?
Explains a lot.
Let's look it up.
I think they're just trying to diss me right now.
He might be.
I'm not unhinged.
So you're on fire.
It's funny. So I was sending Destiny some stuff earlier. It was just like of like frequently like Destiny and I were having a conversation earlier.
Yeah.
And like I was like fucking Google. I love the questions that Google just like fucking brings up. Like when like you like it's like, is Tiffany from Chucky dead? What is Tiffany from Chucky's zodiac? Apparently that's an important question to people.
Jesus.
What is Tiffany from Chucky's zodiac sign? Is Tiffany Chucky's girlfriend? What sign is Tiffany from Chucky? Is Tiffany in the Chucky TV series? What does Tiffany from Chucky look like?
Jeez.
Dude, just like some of these just like fucking it make me laugh. Like, so is Tiffany from Chucky from Texas? Let's look.
Pretty sure.
Tiffany Valentine, Wikipedia. All right, we're gonna look at Wikipedia, I guess, because I mean, you guys, just so you guys know, Wikipedia is not a reliable source. But let's here, I'll actually share my screen so you guys can see it too. We're gonna share this.
It's gonna say New Mexico.
Y'all can see this.
Yes.
All right. Tiffany Valentine, also known as the Bride of Chucky, is a murderous doll and character in the Child's Play horror film series. She is portrayed by Jennifer Tilly in both live action and voiceover in Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, and Chucky. As a human, okay, let's look at her. So first appearance, Bride of Chucky, created by Don Mancini, portrayed by Jennifer Tilly. Voiced by Jennifer Tilly. Alias Tiffany Tiff, Tiffany Valentine, Tiffany Ray, Pookie, Mom, Honey, Jennifer Tilly. Species is human and doll. Gender female. Occupation serial killer. Spouse Chucky. Children Glenn and Glenda. Okay. It doesn't say. I don't think it has where she's from. This is. I don't know if it says.
No, it just mentions Chicago.
Huh?
Damn.
It does mention Chicago. It says Tiffany and Chucky settled in Chicago. Shout out to Chicago.
You guys already got Candyman. Fuck off.
Huh?
You guys already got Candyman. Fuck off.
Bro, we got everything, dude. Like we got we got Child's Play, we got Halloween, Haddonfield, Illinois, we got Candyman. Okay, let's
We got Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Boom. I mean, hey, yeah, we're just like I don't know. Okay, Jennifer Tilly. Okay, so this is just the we ask that you humbly don't scroll away. And they want
Mine
me to pay
keeps trying
them.
to get me to donate too. I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, Wikipedia's struggling right now.
Get out of here.
They're struggling right now.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is just the actor. So she's an I didn't know that she was she is a poker player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know
good
that.
One too.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
I bet I could beat her. I bet I can
she
beat her.
Fucking ghosts on those like shows.
Look, there she is. Yeah, World Series of Poker.
Yeah, she's pretty good too.
Dang. Okay, yep. I'm gonna humbly redact the fact that I can beat her, so I probably won't. Okay. Yep. I don't know. Yeah, chat. I don't know if she's from Texas. So, did Chucky bro? These questions. Did Chucky get Tiffany pregnant? Like, I mean, this is like, and this is a Screen Rant article.
Wow.
What the fuck? Like, these. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so that was fun, everybody.
Someone thinks Destiny's a bit unhinged in the group chat or the chat. Shaheem of the Dead at 638.
Where?
Right above Byron's comment.
Right here.
Yeah.
I like to think Tiffany is from Jersey. Destiny and is a bit. She said, "Don't kill me, please."
No, I will say maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
At least Destiny
when I'm upset, I do some questionable things, and then like an hour later, I'm like, "Damn, why is I so mad?" And then I get fucking pissed again.
She got mad at her lawn because it was getting long. And instead of mowing
That's not why I caught it on fire. I didn't mean to. You think I wanted to do that?
Bro, I will never forget getting that text. And then when we were on FaceTime with each other, dude, oh my God. Yeah, guys, Destiny set her lawn on fire about a month ago. So there's that.
Can you see it? Can you see it on my ankle?
I'm not going to lie. Until you said that was your ankle, I thought that was a bone. So, like,
oh, thank you. Well, I guess
it was like it's so white. I thought it was a bone.
Jeez.
Like, okay, let's stop. Let's stop.
The rest of them healed up.
We would like our viewers to come back next week and not.
You were opening the show talking about how you're going to piss yourself. I can talk about my burns.
You're blinding people.
I don't can.
Okay, guys. Byron
apparently, Casper. Fuck.
Byron's asking any predictions for season 2. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Why don't we go through some of your guys' predictions for season 2, and we'll start closing this thing out.
Damn.
And sorry, guys. Before we get into it, overall rating of season 1, I'd give it probably about a 7.5 out of 10 is what I'd give it. So
about 8 for me. I'm gonna say 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 out of 10 for you guys, about 7.5 from me. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
overall, we all enjoyed it, guys. Be sure to leave your guys' comments and let us know what you guys thought about season 1 of Chucky. Definitely looking forward to season 2. Now let's get into the predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen in season 2?
Jeez.
Kyle's gonna return.
Oh yeah. Chucky's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the main focus will be more on Tiffany.
Chad. No shit. Chad says, guys, Chucky's coming back. What are we doing? The show's called Chucky.
That might be a
From the
spoiler.
Child's Play franchise. Chad, way to spoil season 2, man. Like I'm really glad to know that you just gave a spoiler for season 2. Chucky's coming back in season 2, everybody.
Dude, I don't know. Because if all those dolls are alive, I really hope it picks up kind of like right where it left off with the whole Andy situation, you know? Like, because obviously Tiffany's making him drive somewhere. Where the fuck is he still going to the airport or wherever to like ship them all out, you know? Like, where are they going? Where is she making them drive to?
Pick
If
up
all
the
those
kids.
dolls are alive, yeah, all those dolls are alive, they could, yeah, pick them up, hold bands back together, and then the whole time maybe they're trying to find Andy, like trying to hunt down any sort of clue signs to find Andy because now obviously he's in danger. So I feel like that's where I don't know where else they could fucking take it. I think it'll all be the same characters coming back.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Obviously, you know, we got Jake, Devin, and Lexi coming back. So that's good. That's a spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen it. We got Chucky, as Chad said, is coming back. Tiffany's gonna be back.
Yeah.
Andy's gonna be back. Kyle's gonna be back. I'm curious. I honestly I don't know where they're gonna go with it. It kind of just ended on. It kind of just like left you like with a okay, like obviously something is coming. Actually, who just said something? Someone Entertainment TV says, I think Tiffany will transfer her soul into more dolls like Chucky did, but it will be much more hell. I mean, it almost makes me wonder if they're like building like, because honestly, that was new in this season. Like that was like a new concept. Like I was like, oh, okay, so Chucky is like, you know, trying to create an army of dolls or an army of himself. So like there's like so many of him now embedded into all these dolls. You know, I did find it funny, and I don't know if you guys did too, but like Chucky would like stab like underneath the seat, right? And then all of a sudden just there are fucking people that are just all ripped up and shit. I was just like
blood pouring out of their mouth. I was like, is that what would happen? Because like if you got stabbed, like
well, yeah, it's still
ass?
well, yeah, it's connected to your.
But the way they are like profusely bleeding, and then yeah,
well,
like
maybe not like
all
that,
torn
but
up.
yeah.
I was like, holy shit! Like a
dude,
stab from the butt.
I'm really gonna be examining the popcorn that I eat next time. I'm gonna be like,
ugh.
Like, you know, like, cause like, I was just like, I'm like, oh, she's about to eat it. I'm like, that's about to taste real bad, real quick. So,
and it kind of takes her a second to realize too. I'm like, like as soon as you hear, like, what the fuck? Cause like,
so nasty.
You can taste like even if your mouth bleeds a little bit, like immediately, like, oh god, like I'm bleeding, because you could just taste it, and that was a bunch of blood. That popcorn must have felt wet too.
I mean, I get it to an extent too, because like, you know, you reach over, you feel something like, you know, you might think it's just the butter on the top or something like that, but like then it's like, you know, like you like the minute you taste it, you're like, yo, this doesn't taste right. Like, what's going on? But yeah, that was pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie, but I found it hilarious that like Chucky was like stabbing underneath the seat, and all of a sudden, just like everybody was just like, you know, they had like blood all over them. Like one dude had like a ripped fucking throat and shit. I was like, all right,
yeah.
I'm like, what's happening right now?
What happened?
I'm like stabbed through the ass and all of a sudden it rips your throat. Like, I mean,
yeah,
shit.
right.
Like,
Shaheem just mentioned they want to see Karen Barkley and Detective Norris come back. And I was actually going to mention that. I'd like to see some of the past characters come back. Like Miss Barkley, what happened to her? Detective Norris, I'm not really sure if it would be cool to see him in like a cameo, I guess, if he did come back, but I don't think it's necessary to use him in a big role. But I was also thinking about like, what if they decide to go after Katherine Heigl? She's not doing anything. What if she comes back from fucking Bride of Chucky?
That would be interesting. I don't know if she would do it. I don't even know if she talks about this movie or Bride of Chucky.
I don't think so. I don't
think
so.
She does. But it would be interesting to see her come back, I guess.
It would be because, yeah, she's difficult to work with and no one else wants to work with her. So who knows? She might. It'd be cool. But yeah. And I also did like Lexi's dad. He was the doctor from fucking Curse. He just didn't have the beard. That's the same doctor who was fucking with Nika.
Really? Are you
sure?
Really?
Huh? Yeah. Yes. Look it up. That's him.
And not the same character, but just the same guy?
Yeah, that's the same guy. Not the same character, but that's the same guy. He just doesn't have a beard. Lexi's dad.
Huh.
Was the fucking Dr. Fuck from Curse.
I'm looking this up right now. IMDb.
What the fuck's his name? Or Colt. No, it's Colt. Colt was the last one, right?
It's Colt because that's in the...
Okay, so he's the doctor from Colt. Okay. The fuck's his name? Michael Theriot. Yeah, he's in Cult and the show.
Interesting. Well, I thought that this was supposed to be like a continuation of.
It's a different character.
It is. It's just a different character, but it is. It is him. But it is a continuation. It's just a different character.
Now that you said that, I can see it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm picturing it, yeah, I did not even realize that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Mancini liked him that much.
Yeah, apparently. Also, I think that Barbara, so fun fact for those of you that did not know, the mom and daughter actually that's actually her real life daughter. The mayor's daughter in Chucky, that's her real life daughter. Like they're actually a mom and daughter duo.
Which one, Lexi or Caroline?
Lexi and the mom, like the mayor, Mayor Michelle Cross, that's actually a mother-daughter acting duo. So
I did not know that either. But
the little sister is fucking annoying.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have. She's probably like pushing like the limit to like where Chucky can fucking kill her because like,
she's 6. Fair. She's 6.
She is. She's getting there. She's getting there. So maybe next season we'll get lucky.
Wait, how is that not fair? Gage?
Not saying you can't kill kids. You can't say she's annoying. She appears
that's how you punish Lexi for being a piece of shit. You take her entire family from her.
No, you can't judge her like that. I'm pretty sure they make
Chucky
it out
would.
to be like she's autistic. That's what it kind of seems like from everything they showed. You can't say she's annoying.
I think she's spoiled, not autistic.
Yeah, I mean, overall though, I don't know what's gonna happen in season 2. Sorry for anyone that came here for theories. I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm sure like when the trailer comes out, because it's coming next year, so it sounds like they're going to pretty much be picking this stuff up. I think that they filmed this. I think they started filming this like in like the springtime of this past year, and they wrapped it in like August. But with TV series, you're able to do that because it's like, you know, you can like, I know that The Walking Dead's done this plenty of times, like where they're still filming as like, you know, episodes are coming out too.
Yeah.
So, So you're able to do like TV series, you're allowed to be a lot more lenient, like with getting stuff done. But yeah, guys, it is coming. I'm gonna say we're probably gonna be getting it around. I'd say around October of next year. Probably around the same time that Halloween Ends comes out. I'd say. It might premiere like that same week. I did actually really like that this year that we got Chucky and Michael. I can't tell you the last time we got slashers like that close to one another. Like it was like Chucky, boom, Halloween. So, but yeah,
late 90s,
probably. Yeah. Any other thoughts, guys? Anything else you guys want to close out tonight with? We've been streaming here for about 1:45, the longest episode to almost a whole hour longer than the premiere episode. Jesus, like,
goddamn.
Yeah, goddamn.
That's some bullshit. No, I'm just really excited to see where they take it, and I hope it gets even crazier than what we saw in the first season. So I'm really hoping they go bigger.
Agreed.
Same here. Yep. I'm just excited to see where they go. I can't wait for it to come out.
Yep. Same. I'm definitely excited to see where they're gonna take it. And yeah, guys. So we all gave our rating already. With all that being said, make sure you guys leave your guys' comments, down below. Let us know what you guys thought about episode. Fucking idiot. What time is it? 8. It's not even that late. It's 8:55. I'm not that tired. But let us know what you guys thought about the season 1, God, I can't even talk. Make sure you guys let us know what you guys thought of season 1 of Destiny. Wipe the look off of your face right now. I saw that look. She's turning. She thought I missed that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's your signature.
Wipe the look off of your face
is bullshit.
Right now. Yeah. Like, she's like, this fucking idiot. Like, this is the guy that's closing out the show tonight. God damn.
You got it.
God damn.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, stay tuned. Monday night is our next episode. We're going to be reviewing Halloween Kills again, but we're discussing the extended cut. That's coming up Monday night, so you guys don't have to wait an entire week. The next episode after that isn't going to be until the 21st of this month. We're going to be discussing Scream Legacy, which is a fan film, and we're going to be discussing holiday horror for that as well. And then today I actually announced what the final week's episode is going to be. We're discussing, we're celebrating, not just discussing, but we're celebrating Destiny's birthday. She's going to be an old lady. She's going to be 23. And then what do you call it? We've got that episode. We're also combining now that this was Destiny's decision. I gave her complete,
Oh God.
She had to come up with what we were discussing. We are discussing horror hotties for Destiny's special episode coming up on, as of right now, it's December 28th. That's tentative. It could change. It's definitely not going to be the 31st.
I'm busy that day.
Huh?
I'm busy that day.
Well, me too.
Yeah, everyone's busy on the 31st. So,
No, I'm busy the 28th. I'm sorry.
That's fine. You weren't invited.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, episode will definitely not be the 31st. I doubt it's even going to be even on the 30th. So I'm guessing if it's not the 28th, it'll be the 29th. So stay tuned for that. But as of right now, it's locked in.
Of January.
No, we'll start announcing what episodes are going to look like come January within like the next week or so. Like we're still talking about. We do know what like the third week of January is going to look like. We've got Scream, Scream's coming out. So like that'll definitely be what we discuss. But yeah, guys, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Look forward to more episodes. And if you guys like this, make sure you guys join this channel on its journey to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting honestly kind of close, man. We're really like, you know, we passed 7. We're getting close. So thank you guys so much, as always, for, oh God, the background just changed.
It's all crumbling down.
It is. Like today's been. Let me get back to the Fear Freaks thing. There we go. Okay. Anyway, join this channel on its journey to 10,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one. Take care.